Today is the day of Storm Ciarán, I think is how you say it. The weather outside is, let's just say I'm not going outside today. You won't catch me leaving my flat. I'm going to be staying right here and I'm not going to be tackling what's out there. It's also feeling very cozy, which I love, because now we're in November. I'm very much ready for like cozy evenings, cozy nights, like all snuggled up, do you know what I mean? So kind of like it. But I'm about to sit right down there and record next week's podcast episode. If you don't already listen to my podcast, I have a podcast, it's called Still Got Time. I'll pop a little picture on the screen right here for you, and I talk about all sorts of things like life advice and just positivity, things like that. So if you'd like to listen, please do go check it out. I'll link it below, and I'll also link the YouTube below as well, because you can watch it if you're a podcast watcher like me. But yeah, that will be linked below for you guys. Hello everyone, how are you doing? Are you doing well? Oh my god, I filmed it in slow-mo. No. I shouldn't be allowed to do this. After sharing my autumn wardrobe essentials in the previous video, I thought I would share with you guys a couple of my favourite shoes for this time of year. I know it can be hard to know what to buy into or what's worth spending your money on, so I've kind of accumulated a few pairs of shoes that I think personally I wear the most, but also are actually worth spending your money on. Starting with a pair of chunky boots. Now you don't have to go for these specific ones, but I think a chunky boot is a really good boot to have in your wardrobe. You can wear them with anything, but you can also wear them in the summer with like dresses and for festivals and things like that, which is why I think they're worth spending the money on, because you can actually get wear out of them throughout other seasons. These are the Doc Marten Jaden boots. I love them. I've had these for about 3 years and they're like the only chunky boots I own, because they just, whenever I want a chunky boot, they're the type of shoe I go for. I have to admit, if I was going to buy a pair of chunky boots right now, I would probably buy a pair like Chelsea boots with the elastic down the side, just because I feel like they're a little bit more versatile. You don't have that lace up, they're less grungy. But I think go for whatever pair of shoes you want. These are amazing. They do take a bit of time to wear in, so probably not the best boots to buy if you're not prepared for that and you just want a pair of shoes to go. You can buy so many good affordable ones on the high street. I will create an edit and I'll link it below for you guys, so if anyone's looking for like an affordable chunky boot, they'll be down there. But I just think they're a great piece to have, and it's great for when it's cold, the weather's rubbish, whack on your chunky boots, you're good to go. The other pair of boots that I have are these are just a heeled boot. You could go for any heeled boot. I think heeled boots are just great for wearing in the winter time when you want a bit of a heel, you want something a bit more glam, but you don't want to go for a heel. I'm not a heels girl at all. I'm a trainers girl, so I don't really tend to wear heeled boots that much, but I thought I would include it because I know there's probably some of you out there who love a heeled boot, and I'm seeing a lot of pointed toe boots at the moment, which do look super sexy and super sleek and just create that very elegant look. You could go for any style of heel boot, by the way. You could go for more of a round one. Also, I'm not saying you need a heel boot in your wardrobe, but if you're looking for a heel boot, I think this kind of style is really nice, and it's very classic. I think it's something you can wear year after year. But if you're not massive on the kind of pointed toe, you go for a round toe. I also have a round toe pair of heeled boots as well, which I'll link below, just for something a little bit different, because sometimes a pointed toe, it gives quite a smart vibe, and if you're quite a casual person, then that might not be the look you want to go for. Before I get into trainers, the last pair of shoes I have to show you are actually a pair that have been on trend for a while, and they are the Birkenstock Bostons. Now, the reason why I talk about these is because I actually had a pair of these in a different colour, like a kind of khaki green, and I couldn't style them. I was like, I can't style them. I ended up selling them, and I bought these probably like, I want to say maybe a month or so ago, and I love them. I think they're a really easy shoe to wear. Nice pair of knitted socks, jeans, these on. They're just a really lovely winter shoe. Now, naturally you can't wear them in like rainy weather, which we do get a lot of at this time of year, so I wouldn't say they are the most wearable shoe for like a long period of time, but also you can wear them at any point in the year, so I do think they're worth spending the money on if you are really thinking about it. They're really comfortable. I just think they look quite chic, quite cool. They're not for everyone, I have to admit, they are not for everyone, but I do think they're kind of nice if you're looking for that like slightly different shoe that's not a pair of trainers, that's not boots, but you want something kind of aesthetic or cute or comfortable. These are definitely a good option, and I can confirm that they are comfortable. Like, they're a nice pair of shoes, and I never thought I would say that. Then onto trainers. Now, I think it's kind of hard at this time of year to know what pair of trainers to go for, especially because there are so many different weather options at this time of year. It could be sunny, it could be dry, it could be rainy, it could be snowing, who knows? So I've kind of accumulated a few pairs that I personally think are worth buying into, but I'll show you certain ones for certain weather, because I feel like weather can be really dependent on what shoes that you want to buy. So the one pair that I think are definitely worth spending your money on if you're thinking about it, or you want a pair of shoes that will go with everything, the Adidas Sambas. I know everyone has them, but they do go with everything, and they are comfortable, they look good. I think they're just a nice shoe. If you want something that's just going to last you throughout the autumn winter, then these are definitely a shoe to go for. I personally love these. I know a lot of people love them, and they are quite a versatile shoe. Probably not the best for rain, but because of the suede, but they are a leather material, which does make them better for rain than some of the other shoes I have to show you. So these are quite a good option if you just put a bit of crop protect on this area of the shoe. They probably would last quite well. So I love these. These are 100% a good shoe to buy into for this time of year. If you like the style, if you're not a fan of like the thin like silhouette of a shoe, then don't go for these, but I do absolutely love them. The other pair that are very similar are the Adidas Spezial. These are my most worn trainers over the last couple of months, and I can see myself wearing them a lot going into autumn and winter, or going into winter. These are suede though, so these aren't good for rain, but they go with everything. Like, they go with everything, and I find them super easy to wear, which is surprising because they're black, but they're just really nice. And I recommend, if you're thinking about it, I wouldn't say these are necessary, they're not a pair of shoes you need in your wardrobe, but if you're thinking about it, if you've kind of had those thoughts, I would definitely recommend these. Over the two, I'd get the Sambas, just because they are more wearable and they do go with a lot more things. And then in terms of rain quality shoes, now it's hard to find shoes that are great for rain, and I think that's quite a big thing when it comes to buying trainers. So there's a couple of pairs I do tend to gravitate towards when it is raining. Obviously the Adidas Sambas are great for rain. The Nike Dunks are really good for rain. I always wear these when it's raining and I want a pair of shoes that's going to keep my feet dry. I usually go for these. They're just very simple grey and white trainers. Also, Nike Air Force One are a great pair of shoes to go for if you want something that's great for rain, because they are all leather. Essentially, when it comes to a perfect shoe or trainer for rain, you want something that's like all leather like this rather than suede or mesh, because mesh doesn't tend to do well in the rain. These ones I do wear in the rain and these are all right. These are the Nike P6000s, a pair I've been loving. I'm loving the silver. I think the silver's kind of fun. It's not the best shoe if you don't love the idea of having a silver shoe. I feel like the best thing if you're going to buy a pair of trainers at this time of year is to go for a white trainer, whatever white trainer you want to go for. These are great for rain. I felt like the mesh doesn't let in water, which is good, but I haven't worn them when it's been chucking it down, so I'm not really sure. But I do love these and they're really, really comfortable. And these are a pair of trainers that I highly recommend if you want something that's a bit different that not everyone has, because the other pair that I have to show you, the New Balance 530s, are a pair that a lot of people have. So if you want something a bit different that gives a similar vibe, the Nike P6000s are great for that. But these are probably the pair of shoes that I would recommend buying if you want a pair of shoes that are going to last you a long time, that go with everything. These are really nice. They are mesh, they do let in water. I have worn them in the rain, so they aren't good for that, but they do go with everything. And I think if you can get a pair that's like this, or with like more of a neutral colour on there, then they'll probably go with a lot more things. But ultimately, I do think the best shoes to buy when it comes to a pair of trainers for autumn winter are one of these two pairs. Now, it does seem silly because these do let in water, but if you want something that will go with everything but not for rain, these are great. If you want something literally for everything, these are also great. But I'd have to admit, these are possibly my favourite trainers for comfort, for all weathers, that I think are worth spending the money on. But as I said, I love all of these trainers, so I'm not sat here saying, you know, buy all these things. You don't need to buy all these things, but buy a pair of trainers that suits your style, your wardrobe, that you feel comfortable, that you like, because that ultimately is the best shoe to go for. I love the Adidas kind of smaller, thinner silhouette at the moment, but also I love the chunky kind of dad trainer. So I think whatever you find suits your style and your wardrobe the most, I'd go for that. But ultimately, my two favourites would be these ones. I just think they're most wearable with everything that I own. And that concludes my autumn shoe favourites.